This video is brought to you by CatBeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
On this episode of Off the Script, number 186, part number 1, for your Friday, September 8th, 2017! I got news. I got news on Baron Corbin. Again, I don't know why this guy's name keeps popping up into my feed, but apparently everything that we discussed about Baron Corbin being buried was false. The real reason why Baron Corbin's push was halted today on Off the Script. Also, I got the real reason why JBL stepped down from the SmackDown Live commentary team this past week. Also, I got major news that nobody's going to be talking about. How The Undertaker is physically changing plans for WrestleMania 34. What is Vince McMahon going to do with the idea of The Undertaker coming back for 2018? Also, Vince McMahon on SmackDown Live. What is the rumor about him coming to SmackDown Live this Tuesday? WWE will be having live shows for Raw on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. How the wrestlers feel about it, what I think about it, and who made the decision to have those holiday shows air live for WWE. The Big Show's future after his match with Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw. What's going on with the Big Show? And Goldust. Rumors of Goldust and his storyline resurface. What is going on with his masterpiece storyline? All this, plus so much more, right here on the number 1 fucking podcast, right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. You know, I was very iffy about doing the introduction to this weekend's podcast the way I usually do it for Friday. And I sat down in my chair after being on my couch for a day and a half, just playing Destiny 2. It's amazing. Destiny 2 has engulfed me in its world, and I didn't want to leave. Because the raid is coming up next week, and I have to be at substantial level. Otherwise, my guys are just going to clown me. But regardless of that, the game is fantastic. I'll talk about that in the introduction to today's podcast. But I sat down to record, and YouTube hit me with the monetization feature, and it really pissed me off, man. You can easily tell how flawed this is. Now, I'm going to try my best to not really use curse words in this video. Maybe one will slip here and there, because that's normally who I am and what I do. Now, I was worried about doing the intro because of when I say on the number 1 effing podcast here on YouTube.com. I actually said the word. And then I think back and I'm like, well, the introduction, the theme music has the F-bomb in it, so I guess it can't be that bad. And then I look at last weekend's Off the Script, those weren't hit with monetization issues. Those all had green monetization symbols on them. Parts 1, 2, and 3 all had green monetization symbols. Then I look at Monday Night Raw, yellow. Then I look at SmackDown Live, yellow. Then I look at NXT, yellow. So I go back another week. I go back to last week. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT, all green. All green. And then off the script for last weekend as well, all green. So, if that is not a flawed system, I don't know what to tell you, because whether you watch Monday Night Raw Review, whether you watch SmackDown Live, whether you watch NXT, whether you watch Off the Script, it's all the same thing. It is the same content, it is the same language, it is the same just everything. But those videos were unmonetized, and then some videos were monetized, and I'm trying to figure out why. So I look back at the titles of the video. So I look at Monday Night Raw, because that's my big money maker for the week. Monday Night Raw Review, right? I put Braun Strowman puts Big Show through the steel cage. Reigns versus Cena. That was the title of Monday Night Raw Review this week. So I go back and look at Monday Night Raw Review for the past week, where it was that scathing promo from John Cena on Roman Reigns that made him look like a babbling idiot, right? That video's title was Roman Reigns versus John Cena, exclamation point. Did John Cena shoot on Roman Reigns? I was actually concerned about the word shoot, because the fucking, see, there you go. Because the robots on YouTube would probably think that he's shooting a gun or something like that. They don't know what the word shoot means in that context. You know, knowing the robot, they'll take it to be the worst thing of all time. But the system is flawed, and I finally got hit with it. So I am going to have to take the proper steps going forward to ensure that my videos all have green monetization symbols. I do not want to see one yellow monetization symbol at all on my videos. I don't show wrestling. All I do is talk about wrestling. I talk about video games, WWE video games coming up with the release of 2K18. My Call of Duty video last week got demonetized, obviously for obvious reasons, right? Because it's graphic violence. The roster reveal videos, they were okay. The Mae Young Classic Episode 1 review was monetized. Episode 2 and 3 review, not monetized. I don't know why. I don't know why. So you all know that I hit request review on all these videos. So it's just absolutely ridiculous that some are monetized and then some are not. And coincidentally, I uploaded a video yesterday. Breaking news. CM Punk needs WWE. Sean's View Ent threatens me over CM Punk returning to WWE News. That one was monetized, and it had 5 ads in the video for a 20-minute video. So I don't understand the logic of the machines or the system that YouTube is using. We talk about wrestling here. And if you don't like an F-bomb or an S-word being thrown around here and there, or the word BS thrown around, then maybe you should grow a pair of balls and actually realize this is the real world we're living in, folks. It's not all flowers and sunshine, okay? If there's a problem with something, if there's a problem with something and I feel very strongly about something, I'm going to articulate it the way JD does it. I don't want to be held back. So now I got to be forced to, sit back and kind of play YouTube's game here and kind of limit what I say and give you the same attitude, but limit the cursing. So we'll see what happens. I want to give it a test run now that I'm finally in full motion here with the YouTube monetization review process. So we'll see what happens with this video, man. Destiny 2, like I said, taking over my life. I need someone to take away my PS4, otherwise I will get nothing done. I forced myself to put the controller down just to record this video. I put it down, I showered, I sat here, I got my notes together, and we're doing a podcast. So, it's a great game. I love it. I would not change a goddamn thing about it. I think Bungie did a fantastic job with the weapons, the sounds, the environments, everything I'm loving about it so far, man. It's an easy grind. It's not too extensive. It's very user-friendly. I'm already at, I think, by the time I put the controller down tonight to record this podcast, I'm pretty sure I'll be playing it all night. I'm at level 255 or light 255, power 255, whatever you want to call it. Level 20 is the max. So I'm at 255 power. I'm now getting a regular dosage of legendary engrams, which is good. I got my first exotic drop from a public event, which was great. It was a Warlock helmet. I am a Warlock because I love the Storm Trance. I love the new Dawnblade. It's awesome. So we'll see what happens with the raid next week, man. I think the raid's coming out next week, but I need to be substantial. I need to be ready to go with my guys so we can have the raid team. Streams will ensue. I'm just enjoying the game right now. People have asked me, JD, how come you haven't streamed Destiny? It's not really a game people like to watch. They rather play it themselves. So it's kind of interesting, man. Unless you are like Planet Destiny or Gathalion or guys like that, Datto. Unless you're guys like that, you're not going to watch Destiny because those are the go-to guys for Destiny. You're not going to watch me play some random bum playing Destiny, you know. But I'm very good at the game. I'm enjoying myself, and it's just been a very, very good experience for the first 2 days, man. And I actually went to GameStop and bought it. Let me see if I could show you guys. I actually bought. They had this at GameStop, which I didn't even know they had Destiny Pops. They had an Oryx Pop, and I had to buy it, man. It was the last one. I loved the Oryx Raid, and they had Atheon, they had Crota, they had Xur. I didn't want to buy too much because I didn't want to really give them my money. I'm not really a big fan of GameStop. But I bought Oryx because he was the coolest looking one. So if I can find Xur and Atheon and Crota, I will definitely buy them over time. But it's definitely a great game. I recommend it. It's so much better than Destiny 1. It is overwhelming because there's just so much stuff to do. And you feel like, you finish something and then there's like 4 other things that pop up. So it is going to be very time consuming. And I'm going to try my best to give you guys some streams for the Nightfalls, for the Strikes, for the raids coming up. Should be a good time, but I'm really, really enjoying myself on Destiny 2 right now. Another thing I want to talk about, man, is a little personal. This is my outlet to talk about whatever I want. If you don't want to hear what is bothering me, then, by all means, skip ahead. It's completely up to you. But a lot of people like when I talk about personal things. First and foremost, I don't know if he's listening. I know he listens on and off, but I'm not sure if he's going to be listening to this video. I want to say congratulations to my buddy Arthur. He is getting married, and I wish him the absolute best in everything that he has coming to him. I wish him nothing but happiness. I wish nothing but happiness for he and his new wife. He is a wrestling fan, not as big as me, obviously. Those people are a rarity, but he does watch. He does text me from time to time about certain things. Last time I heard from him was about Enzo Amore. I think the last thing Artie told me about Enzo, this was pretty funny. This Morris Park Guido is cringe. That's what he said about Enzo Amore, man. Morris Park here in the Bronx, but I wish nothing but happiness to him and his wife. So I just wanted to get that out there. This has nothing to do with Artie. I didn't even know he was getting married until today, but I wish him nothing but happiness, and I wish the best for him. The one thing I do want to talk about is just how everyone is, especially people I know, married or getting married, and it's people that I've known for. I've known Artie for easily over 10 years. He was the bass player for our band Risen. Me, my brother, and who's in Legionary now, and John, our old singer. He used to play rhythm guitar. I played rhythm guitar. There were no leads because we weren't really that skilled. But the music really was really cohesive. It was really technical and very layered. So we felt the need that there really wasn't no need for solos. Even though it probably would have enhanced the songs even more so, but we weren't as skilled at the time. But I've known Artie for easily over 10 years, probably going on like 13 years now. But someone else that I know for just as long, and we all hung out when we were growing up and we were in high school and doing our thing and doing the music. We all hung out. And it's not like just random here and there. We hung out literally all the time, over each other's houses, meeting each other's parents, all the guys knew my mom and dad. They came over. They knew Spike when he was around. And it was just nice. We had our hangout spots. We had this, we had that. We had many a laughs. We always ragged on each other, cutting each other down. And we never really got upset about it because it was all in good fun. And we all genuinely enjoyed our company, each other's company. But the last couple of weeks, I log into my Facebook page, which I'm rarely on because I hate Facebook. It's nothing but memes and videos, and it's like you got to scour through a bunch of videos just to see someone's status about how they're doing today. And then it's like a picture of food. Oh, I'm doing good today. Look at my lunch, and it's like a Caesar salad from Panera. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you're eating, bro. But I found out that someone that I know for 13 years now got married, and he unfriended me from Facebook, which I also found out not too long ago. He unfriended me from Facebook because he got into a verbal argument over politics with my brother. My brother is very out there with what he believes in. You're not going to tell him otherwise. My brother feels a certain way about something. Fine, that's his opinion. You don't need to unfriend somebody or do anything like that, especially if you know them personally. I do it all the time with people I don't know because it's just stupidity. I hate stupidity. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to see it. I don't want it on my wall. I don't want it on my Twitter wall. But this is somebody that we know personally. Like, you're going to block him from Facebook, and that means what in today's society? Like, if you block somebody from Facebook, you're blocking them from existence. You're deleting them from your life. Is that what we do now? You hit delete on Facebook, you're deleting them from your life. We hung out for 13 years. We had many a beers together, many a laughs, concerts, gigs, girlfriends, came and gone, blah, 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 blah. Nights at the diner, late nights out in the area, just walking around, just hanging around, just listening to music, whatever it may be. All that is worth nothing compared to one silly argument over politics, and then bloop, delete on Facebook. And then I had to be deleted too because he's my brother, so I'm guilty by association. So I found out this clown was getting married. He got married this past week. I wish him happiness. I wish him the best. But it really shocks me. It doesn't really bother me because I know how people are. I know how people are, but the fact that you know somebody for a third of your life. We're all the same age. I've known him for a third of my year on this earth. For my life on this earth. And I'm just not invited to the wedding, And then I look at the photos on Facebook and I see, other people who really weren't really a part of the group that kind of went away and then came back and went away and came back and did their own thing and really didn't give a shit about the group anymore, But we were always there. We were always together. So it's kind of like a slap in the face to see that, you know somebody and, you hang out with them all through your years in high school growing up, and you meet their parents and you have a good time and you share many a laughs, many a memory, and then you don't get invited to their wedding, So that kind of irks me. It really irks me. The fact that I'm not important enough to not really get invited to his special day. Now, regardless, even if I was invited, I probably wouldn't have gone anyway, just based on how I've been treated. Because I'm not going to give if they really haven't given back to me. So, this person also, through several years, has made fun of me and talked trash about me and really made fun of me about the channel and this and that, and he always looked down on it like I was doing something that wasn't really a job, and he was always one to kind of call me out for not coming out and hanging out while I was trying to grow my channel. And now here I am, right? I'm on my way to 100,000 subs. The last time I seen him was at a bar here in the Bronx. Shit fucking bar. And I seen him, and he was asking me how the channel was going. So I told him how much the podcast was making. And his eyes popped out of his head. So at that point, he never talked trash about what I did on this channel again. You know, mixed with advertisements and sponsors that I'm getting and this and that. He's like, wow, man, you really built this up into a home business. I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I had a vision, and I went for it, you know. People have been telling me to take a chance on myself for years, and I never did it because I was bound to the corporate BS that everybody works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be a number. I didn't want to be a face that, you know, the big bosses come in and they don't even recognize you by face anymore. You're just another employee, right? And if you do something wrong, you're easily replaceable. They'll find somebody else at a cheaper rate and bring them in because you're making too much money. You know, budget cuts, cutting hours, this and that. It's ridiculous. I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to work on someone else's time. I didn't want to have to show up when you tell me. I want to wake up when I want to wake up. I want to sit here when I want to sit here. And I want to upload when I want to upload. I didn't want to do that anymore. I told him all that. Whether you guys find inspiration in that and just see how hard I've worked to get where I am and continue to work hard to get even further, fine. I'm glad you guys find value in that. But the fact that he never found value in that, and the fact that I was always put down, and then when I told him how good I was doing, he kind of shut his mouth, and then I find out that I'm deleted on Facebook and that I don't get invited to his wedding. Maybe it really wasn't him. Maybe his wife, you know, who never liked me to begin with, you know, made the decision for him. I don't know. Maybe he's one of those guys that is not wearing the pants in the family. I have no idea. But the moral of the story is the fact that, you know someone for so long and you go through so many memories. You have so many memories. And you're not invited to their biggest day. The biggest day of their life. You're not there, right? Just kind of sucks, man. You know, and this is why, you know, I don't really want to say I'm a Baron Corbin type. I don't want to say I'm a lone wolf. But it's the reason why my parents have pretty much been the way they've been for as long as I've been alive. They never, ever gotten too close to anybody. We rarely ever seen friends come over the house to hang out with my parents. My parents never had people come over the house to hang out, watch TV, watch a movie, have a night just chilling, drinking, listening to music, nothing. They never did any of that. And I always wondered why. I always wondered why my mother is very, very, very to herself. She worries about her family. She worries about the family, you know, doing the errands at home, making sure everybody at home is happy. She worries about nobody else. There's a reason why my mother's been like that. There's a reason why my mother really doesn't have any friends. Or doesn't want any friends. Let me rephrase that. There's a reason why my mother doesn't want any friends. Same thing with my dad. He's got maybe one or two close friends, and that is it. Everybody else is in the distance, you know, just an acquaintance, doing their own thing. Successful or not, he don't even give a shit. There's a reason why that is the way it is. And now I know. Because everybody, really, deep down, everybody, whether you know them for a year, whether you know them for 15 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everybody is a piece of garbage. Everybody. Nobody is to be trusted. There's a reason why I only have a select few people that I actually legitimately care about. And I just don't care. I really don't. And this really was the, I wouldn't say it was the final nail in the coffin, but it really was a huge eye-opener to me, you know, when I got to see pictures of the wedding and see people there who disappeared for at least a decade to do their own thing, never to be heard of again, and then still get invited to the wedding. Meanwhile, me, you know, we always live within 10 minutes of each other, you know. And the funny thing is, I go look at my dad's Facebook page, he's still friends with my father on Facebook. I'm not worthy enough to be his friend, My brother's not worthy enough to be his friend because of political garbage. I'm not worthy because I'm associated to my brother. But he's still friends with my father on Facebook. Go figure. So it's just, the moral of the story is the majority of people that you're going to come across are absolute garbage. It's just an eye-opening thing. So I figured I share that with you guys. But, I wish him the best. I wish him happiness, whatever the case may be. Artie, bro, if you're listening, I wish you and your wife, happiness, and all that good stuff going on into the future, man. So thank you so much. Other than that, man, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I just wanted to share that with you. You guys know the deal. Twitter, JD from NY206. Twitch, JD from New York. Please go and follow me or subscribe, whichever you guys you want to do on there. You can follow me if I'm worthy enough for a subscription. I am now an affiliate with Twitch, so make sure you guys go and check that out. Either way, follow, because there'll be a lot of cool stuff coming up on the Twitch channel. Patreon.com is the best way to support the channel. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Mario Kart episode number 2 is live. Make sure you guys go and check that out. And early access to Off the Script for everybody who is a Patreon. Access to my Off the Script Discord and Off the Script Retro, which I have to find time to do, but it is coming. We're going to talk about the 1992 Survivor Series whenever I get some free time away from Destiny to record that as well. Barbershopwindow.com/Off the Script. Coupon code JD17 is still active. The new Enzo Amore Get Off My TV t-shirt is coming. I don't have an idea of the design yet, but it is in the works, so hopefully by next week we'll have a new Get Off My TV design. And then audibletrial.com/Off the Script. All new listeners of the podcast, you guys are going to get 30 days free of Audible service, whether you got iPhone, Android, or PC, whatever device you have Audible, you guys are going to get 30 days free and 1 free audiobook of your choice just for listening, man. Something for free just for listening. So if you guys want to support the show for absolutely doing nothing at all on your end, Audible is the way to go, man. Audibletrial.com/Off the Script. All new listeners of the show get a free audiobook just for listening. If you guys don't care for Audible service, you can cancel at any time within the 30 days, and you still get to keep your audio book. So that is awesome. We're going to get right into the news, man. Thank you all for listening to my nonsense. Thank you for listening to my BS, man. It is really nice to just let things out when they're bothering you. So if you guys don't really care for it, I'm sorry. You guys can always skip ahead. But for those who really care about what I have to say when something's bothering me, there it is, man. So thank you all so very much. We're going to get right into the news, man. As always, I can't do anything unless we have a dash of broken brilliance bestowed upon us from the wonderful Matt Hardy, right here on Off the Script.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Broken Matt Hardy. This is JD from New York. Actually, delete to JD from New York. I have cleaned this vessel. Make sure to check out his wonderful show, Off the Script. It's absolutely delightful.
We're going to start off with this Undertaker story, and this is exclusive, because that's what we do here. We're exclusive, giving you guys exclusive news you're not going to hear anywhere else. The Undertaker's name has been dropped several times over the past couple of weeks. And it has to do because some goon on an airline took a picture of The Undertaker heading towards New York City. Now, the reason why he was going to New York City was fabricated. It was kept hush-hush. You had WWE elitists like Jerry the King Lawler stating that he was going to New York City for a scanning of a non-WWE 2K video game that is going to be coming out in 2018. I haven't really heard anything about another wrestling game coming out that's WWE related. So obviously, other reports debunked Jerry the King's Lawler original report and said that was completely false. The reason why The Undertaker was on that plane was because he was going to New York City to train, to get back into ring shape, to have a potential return and be ready for that potential return. Now, you guys know how I feel about The Undertaker coming back. We discussed this on Off the Script already. If I was WWE, I do not want The Undertaker to return. I do not want The Undertaker to return. If I'm a fan, which I am, I do not want The Undertaker to return. Because everything that we've seen at WrestleMania 33, like that, gone. As if it never happened. People legitimately cried during that segment. that this man was walking away. Now, I don't know what you guys thought about that, but to me, that's the man who is just saying, you know what? I'm done. I'm walking away. That's a retirement to me. When you take off your garments that are so symbolic in the world of wrestling and leave them in the middle of the ring and then descend into a stage filled with fire and smoke, that is a retirement for that character. I don't care what you say. Now, is WWE going to pretend like it didn't happen? I don't know. For the almighty dollar, I'm pretty sure that they will, because according to Vince McMahon, fans don't remember anything. So I'm not supposed to remember the best part of WrestleMania, right? Come on. Stupid. I don't want The Undertaker to come back. There's no need for The Undertaker to come back. There's no use for The Undertaker anymore. That is very apparent after what we've seen at WrestleMania 33. Do you want to see The Undertaker in a ring after what was on display in that main event of WrestleMania with Roman Reigns? Absolutely. God, no. I don't want to see that ever again. I just want to be content with turning on the WWE Network and reliving the match that he had with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. That's the Undertaker I want to see. And if we're not going to get that Undertaker, then I don't think there's a use for him. But WWE will always find a use for him because, you know, Survivor Series is coming up and WWE needs a big name. They had Goldberg this past year because, realistically, who buys Survivor Series or who buys a ticket to go to Survivor Series to get excited about the Thanksgiving tradition? Would? Nobody wants to see fucking Survivor Series anymore, man. Nobody wants to see the traditional 4-on-4, 5-on-5 Survivor Series showdowns that was the Thanksgiving tradition. Nobody wants to see that. I want to see it, if done right. You know, WWE's got Raw, SmackDown. You could have competitive matches between the two brands. Survivor Series kind of plays into the entire theme, right? No, but WWE, I guarantee you, they're going to build Survivor Series around the brand split between the both brands, and they're going to try and get you interested in turmoil between the two brands in 1 month. Meanwhile, it should be something that happens year-round, leading up to Survivor Series. Survivor Series should be a 1-year build, just like WrestleMania. It's the culmination of everything that's happened throughout the year. None of that ever happens. It's like me talking to the wall. None of that is going to happen. But, you know, WWE, instead of building Survivor Series the right way with the talent that they have now, they're going to dip into the cookie jar. Vince McMahon's going to go walking around at night, getting out of bed, and he's going to go into the refrigerator. He's going to find nothing there. He's going to find a whole cookie jar that Linda just stuffed and put on top of the refrigerator. He's going to be like, oh. He's going to open the cookie jar, he's going to pull out a chocolate chip cookie, and he's going to call Kevin Dunn. And Kevin Dunn's going to be like, oh, Vince, why are you calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning? Did you get the new order of, wood? You know? The new pencils for the office, the number 2 pencils that Kevin Dunn had, beautifully made up for him. The finest of wood. No, he's not going to call Kevin Dunn. He's going to dip into the cookie jar. He's going to look at it. He's going to take a bite out of it. And he's going to be like, delicious. Right? That's what he sees when he sees The Undertaker and all these aging veterans that he can still get more miles out of to suck every last drop of blood out of them. That's exactly what he's going to do. You know? He's going to dip into the cookie jar. He's going to pull out The Undertaker this year. He's going to use The Undertaker even after what we got at WrestleMania. Why? Because he's going to sell Survivor Series on the fact that The Undertaker is returned and the aging veteran is not done yet. Whether he goes against Roman Reigns, The Undertaker, goes against John Cena, or Roman Reigns, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's going to use The Undertaker to build Survivor Series because they have nothing else going for them right now for Survivor Series. That's what they did last year with Goldberg. Right? His first match back. What happened? 30 seconds. Done. Or what was it? 60 seconds? I'm sorry. I shortchanged him. 30 seconds. 60 seconds he beat Brock Lesnar. And everybody went up in arms. Everybody had a conniption fit. Some people had heart attacks and strokes over here. I did mine on my review. You guys know how I felt about that. In the end, I really didn't really care about it, but it was something that was just so hyped and then done. Ended in 60 seconds. I got my reasons for not liking it. You guys got your reasons for not liking it. I don't want to see The Undertaker come back. I don't. Now, I don't want to play with the fans' emotions, but The Undertaker coming back is a big deal. And it does play into storyline with what WWE has going on right now. They did mention The Undertaker's name several times in Roman Reigns interviews. John Cena mentioned him here in this feud right now, this verbal exchange with Roman Reigns. He's an aging veteran at the end of his career with 2 bad hips. John Cena says he is not The Undertaker. So, whatever that meant, to me, I feel that's a seed being planted. That's the pepper on top of Grandma's tomato sauce. You know, just add a little spice to that, you know? But if The Undertaker is coming back, what are we going to do with The Undertaker? Well, according to Richard Gray of Wrestling News World, The Undertaker is coming back, and Vince McMahon is making plans for The Undertaker right now that it's drastically affecting WrestleMania plans. This is from Wrestling News World and Richard Gray. The return of The Undertaker is nowhere near a certainty, but the possibility is being taken seriously enough that possible WrestleMania opponents are now being pitched. While the planned WrestleMania main event continues to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon has expressed to his inner circle that alternatives need to be considered, as Lesnar versus Reigns would realistically be a repeat of the main event from WrestleMania 3 years ago. Oh, Vince McMahon, now you're worried about it being a repeat, right? Now you're worried about it being a repeat. We've been saying this for months now. So hopefully the fans and our outcries and our tears mean something to you. Probably not. That's asking a lot, but it is what it is. Where am I? I got lost. It would be a repeat of the main event for WrestleMania 31. Of course, that match actually ended up turning into a triple threat match with Seth Rollins, but nonetheless, the build match for WrestleMania 34 would be the same as WrestleMania 31. A match that the public wasn't as excited for as hoped for the first time around. Now, once again, the solution here with Reigns and Lesnar at WrestleMania 34, again, the solution might be a triple threat match. Who might be added to the triple threat match, might you ask? There have been some preliminary talks that if The Undertaker did decide to return for one more match, that WrestleMania would be headlined by Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker in a triple threat match. The Undertaker would be able to attempt to avenge both of his WrestleMania losses from Reigns and Lesnar in the same match without having the same pressure and physical demand that comes along with a one-on-one match. Now, with Brock Lesnar, a lot is up in the air because of John Jones, the dumbest man in America, failing his UFC steroid test. Brock has lost his big potential UFC payday, and McMahon now likes his chances a lot more in terms of being able to convince Brock to opt in to a final year or negotiate another long-term extension. That is from Wrestling News World and Richard Gray. Now, that is a very, very interesting proposition. Seemingly, WWE, with that news, is going to once again bypass the John Cena Undertaker match that we all pretty much wanted to see for years now at WrestleMania. So, a lot has to go into this. A lot of thinking has to go into this now, and this is what I'm here for. If The Undertaker's going to come back, not even before that, let's even go back further. Let's not even talk about The Undertaker coming back. Let's talk about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's got his match with Braun Strowman, right? Rumor going around is that Brock Lesnar is going to win, and by some way, WWE is trying to get a decision for that match where Braun Strowman is not pinned, and Braun Strowman is made to look strong, all while Brock Lesnar holds the title. Now, to me, that is a major issue because Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to be on WWE TV for the rest of 2017. So what you mean to tell me is that Brock Lesnar is going to beat Braun Strowman, well, not really beat Braun Strowman, but retain the Universal Championship against Braun Strowman, and then be off TV with the Universal Championship until the Royal Rumble. So that's half of September, October, November, December, and all of January up until the last week. The last Sunday of January where the Royal Rumble usually takes place. That's 4 months of the Universal Championship being off Monday Night Raw. Is that something that they are prepared to do? Now, if you're going to do that, you better damn well make sure the Intercontinental Championship is just as valuable as a World Championship. But I wouldn't even go that far. I wouldn't even trust WWE to do something like that. The Universal Championship needs to be on Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar losing is not going to do anything to Brock Lesnar. A win right now for Braun Strowman over Brock Lesnar would cement him as an absolute dominating force in this company. It would do more for Strowman's career than it would for Lesnar. You have to think about the now. They didn't do it with Joe. They dropped the ball with Samoa Joe. And they bullshitted with Samoa Joe. Now you got Braun Strowman. You're not going to do the same thing to Braun Strowman. You got Strowman and Lesnar. You pull the trigger and you have Strowman win the title. With that, Strowman is a made man. The Universal title is on Monday Night Raw. And he can regularly defend it every single month. Done. Lesnar could go away. Lesnar can then come back for the Royal Rumble if he really wants that title back. You can always book the rematch, because guys nowadays are owed rematches because they got that rematch clause into their contract, right? That's what WWE does per storyline. Lesnar can always come back and win the championship from Braun Strowman at the Royal Rumble. And then if you want Lesnar, if you really want Lesnar with the Universal Championship going into WrestleMania, then you can have him win it back at the Royal Rumble. That's one option here. It's one option. I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that. Not in light of this news. Because with this news, if they are planning, if we end up getting, which is highly doubtful, it's just rumor right now. Don't take anything that I say here as valid. But if they do this triple threat match, and Lesnar doesn't lose the title, and Lesnar is the champion going into WrestleMania, you mean to tell me you're going to have a Universal Championship match at WrestleMania in the main event of Lesnar, Reigns, and The Undertaker? The Undertaker's coming back after his retirement at WrestleMania 33 to have one more match at WrestleMania 34 for a championship? You mean to tell me you're not going to book The Undertaker to win his last match? You're not going to book The Undertaker to win that Universal Championship? What's the point of him coming back? You're going to book him in a match with these two guys, and you're going to book him not to avenge his two losses? Doesn't make any sense to me. If The Undertaker is going to be put in a triple threat match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, there is no doubt in my mind the right decision is for The Undertaker to win that match. If it's for the title, he wins it. If it's not for the title, he wins it. Doesn't make any sense otherwise. Doesn't make sense that Brock Lesnar would be the Universal Champion anyway. But if he is, Undertaker wins the title. Comes back on Monday Night Raw, retires on Monday Night Raw, and finally walks away. Have a tournament for the title. You got more than enough talent to have an 8-man tournament. Do it. Then if you want Reigns to be crowned the champion, by all means, there you go. There you go. Now, if Brock Lesnar is not the champion going into WrestleMania, what do we do? If this match happens and Brock Lesnar is not the champion, what do we do? Where does the Universal Championship fit in? I got a simple fucking solution for you right here. Braun Strowman beats Brock Lesnar at No Mercy, holds the title till WrestleMania. There's only one man that I see challenging for the Universal Championship, and that's the man who's chasing Ric Flair's 17 World Championships. John Cena versus Braun Strowman would be the match at WrestleMania, with John Cena getting his 17th title win over the Giant and getting that big win at WrestleMania. I could see that as clear as day if they want to go that route. I could see that happening. But those are the ways you got to go about it. You got to think. You got to think. If Lesnar is the champion in this triple threat match, Undertaker's got to win. If he's not the champion, who does the champion be? Who's going to be the champion? And where does the champion go into WrestleMania? And who is that champion's opponent? right then and there. Now, the other thing is, being that Reigns and Lesnar are going to get a crack, supposedly, rumored, at The Undertaker at WrestleMania. What about John Cena? You think John Cena's going to get away scot-free from this entire deal? Jabbing at The Undertaker left and right? No, Undertaker, if he's going to be at WrestleMania, you could book him for another match. And this is where I talk about the proverbial cookie jar. Vince McMahon pulling out another legend to be on Survivor Series card because they don't know how to book Survivor Series anymore. You could easily do Reigns and Cena at No Mercy, right? And then you can have The Undertaker come back at Survivor Series. This is the same pay-per-view that he debuted at 26 years ago. You can have The Undertaker come back, and you can have him fight John Cena at Survivor Series for the first time on a major pay-per-view in this stage of their career. That's what I would do. So if you're going to book The Undertaker in WrestleMania's main event with Reigns and Lesnar, you're going to book Undertaker and John Cena at Survivor Series. If Undertaker and Cena is not going to happen at WrestleMania, Survivor Series is the home for that. And coincidentally, Survivor Series is in Texas this year, so it would make all that much more sense for The Undertaker. That is the news on The Undertaker. Rumored, potentially, plans changing because Vince McMahon is under the assumption that The Undertaker is coming back. He is telling people within his inner circle to come up with plans for The Undertaker. And if it's Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the main event, which Vince McMahon still wants, and The Undertaker is coming back for another WrestleMania, then Vince doesn't want to change that, but he would be okay to put The Undertaker in that triple threat match to avenge the losses that he had for Reigns and Brock Lesnar, all in one shot. That is the news. That is my opinion on that. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you be interested in seeing that? Am I wrong in my assumption for thinking the way that I'm thinking and planning things the way that they need to be planned and putting the pieces together where they need to go? Am I wrong about Strowman beating Lesnar? No, I don't think so. I think Strowman needs to beat Lesnar. I think Strowman needs to be on Raw with the championship. I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to sit out for 4 months with the Universal Championship. No, you can't have that happen. If you're planning on that, you better damn well make sure the Intercontinental Championship is the most valuable championship in that company. If you're going to do that. And it starts with getting it off The Miz. But that's another story for a different day. Let me know what you guys think about the Universal Championship situation and The Undertaker coming back for WrestleMania in a match. Preliminary right now with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Comment section is all yours. Moving on here, I want to tackle some of the news that happened to correlate with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown this week. There's a few stories that I want to go over here with you guys. First one being, we'll start with SmackDown Live. If you guys watch SmackDown Live, you would have noticed that Daniel Bryan received a phone call from Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon in turn told Daniel Bryan to indefinitely suspend his son, Shane McMahon, from the commissioner position on SmackDown Live. This all is prompting now Vince McMahon to come out and resurface on WWE television. Mr. McMahon's going to be back on WWE television in all his glory on SmackDown Live to address this Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon situation. But why is Vince McMahon going to be on SmackDown Live? There is rumors and speculation on Vince McMahon's announcement this coming Tuesday on SmackDown Live. Now, Dave Meltzer on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio with Brian Alvarez speculates that the reason why Vince McMahon is coming to SmackDown Live next week will be to announce Shane versus Owens at Hell in a Cell this coming October. He says that it would make sense since Shane isn't an authority figure due to his suspension. He can now be a wrestler and put his hands on Kevin Owens. Some fans are also speculating that this match could happen inside the Hell in a Cell, which I'm assuming it will because Kevin Owens made it very, very clear that Shane McMahon likes to jump off really tall things. And he likes to find the approval or get the approval of his father by doing outlandish things like jumping off a 25-foot cage at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens mentioned this on SmackDown Live, so it could happen, which I'm assuming it will, inside Hell in a Cell. There is no question that Owens and Shane have more bad blood between them than Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. That match is not Hell in a Cell worthy. And I pray, and I hope, and I beg, Road Dogg, please, bro, Do not put Shinsuke Nakamura and Jinder Mahal inside Hell in a Cell. Please. Please. For me. For me. Remember last year? What was it last year? WWE booked Hell in a Cell. 3 Hell in a Cell matches. None of which even needed Hell in a Cell. Random nothing match, undercard match between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, I believe, right? Or was it Rusev? Was it Rusev and Roman Reigns? I'm thinking about the year before that. It was Rusev and Roman Reigns. Didn't need it. Didn't need it. I don't know what the world title match was that year because, quite frankly, I just don't care. I can't remember it, and I'm not looking it up. And then we got Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Why was that in Hell in a Cell, people? It's because WWE wanted to do something different, and they wanted to stand out, and they forced the women's revolution down our throats by doing something that hasn't been done before. That was it. Didn't call for it, didn't need it, and they tried too hard, and it ended up being a sloppy mess. So when you go back and watch that, you'll realize that, wow, JD was right. JD was right. 3 Hell in a Cell matches are total overkill on one pay-per-view. You know, back in the day when I was a youngster and when you guys were youngsters, you know, Hell in a Cell was used to blow off a feud. It wasn't used as a spectacle to sell a pay-per-view. That's the problem nowadays. These matches mean nothing. These gimmick matches mean absolutely nothing, especially the ones that are named after the goddamn pay-per-view. Come on. Get rid of it. Do something else. Put something else in its place. Doesn't need to be inside Hell in a Cell. Shinsuke Nakamura and Jinder Mahal do not need to be inside Hell in a Cell. Now, back on to the article here about Vince McMahon. As a result, it would make sense for it to be inside Hell in a Cell. Shane and Kevin Owens, that is. That's the only match I would take to be inside Hell in a Cell, if they want to go that route. The preview for Nakamura and Mahal on WWE's website has no mention of it being inside Hell in a Cell. So we will have to see what happens. Now, are you guys going to be okay with Shane and Kevin Owens being inside Hell in a Cell? Or is it too early for this feud to be put in such a structure like that? And should it wait, realistically, should this match wait for Survivor Series? And maybe Team Shane versus Team Owens. And when Team Shane wins, Shane can get his job back. If Team Owens wins, Owens has Shane McMahon banished from SmackDown Live. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. And I think that's the more intriguing option here. Do I want to see them go one-on-one? Yeah, I think it would. I think it'd be nice. I think it would be a throwback to, you know, Shane having a really down and dirty match with someone who can definitely go with him. You know, AJ could have gone with him, but it was more AJ trying to, you know, it was more like Shane trying to owe it to everybody else that he can hang with someone as great as AJ Styles. He did everything he could to try and show us that he's all a professional wrestler. This would be a fight. This would be a fight. Even though that match with AJ Styles was the best match on WrestleMania 33's card that night. If you don't think so, I don't know what you're watching. But listen, we're going to get Shane and Owens inside Hell in a Cell. It's just too easy for WWE not to do it. You know, they got to sell this thing. They got to have this bad blood there inside the cage. You know someone's going to go flying off. You know Shane's going to do something dastardly and crazy. So it all calls for it. It's going to happen. And I would still like to see the Survivor Series showdown happen with Team Shane versus Team Owens. If Shane wins, he stays on SmackDown Live as commissioner. If he loses, goodbye. He's done. He's done. So Owens could get the victory here, and Shane can come out and give you that stipulation there for Survivor Series. I think that would make a lot of sense, and I think it would be a nice continuation, another layer on top of this feud for Owens and Shane McMahon on SmackDown Live. We are going to move from SmackDown Live to Monday Night Raw. I did not talk about this on this past week's Monday Night Raw review. If you guys missed that, link will be in the annotation you see within this video. But there is a news article going around that WWE is going to have live shows for Raw on Christmas Day, because apparently Christmas is on Monday this year, and New Year's Day, January 1st, 2018. People were up in arms about it. Jeff and Matt Hardy's wife verbally came to Twitter to speak out against it, saying that Christmas is now ruined, that Daddy Jeff would like to be home, that, You know, Brother Nero would like to be home with his kids. Broken Matt would like to be home with his kids and Rebbe and Senor Benjamin and his green beans. But news broke on Monday afternoon that WWE would have 2 live holiday episodes of Raw coming in a few months. That would be Christmas Day and New Year's Day, December 25th and January 1st. For those that celebrate, these are 2 big holidays on the calendar year. It seems like both would have low ratings just based on families being away from their televisions for the night. Now, I would probably be in the minority there. I'd probably end up watching Monday Night Raw on Christmas night because I really don't care about Christmas. I hate it, in fact. I don't like Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas. I hate shopping for Christmas. I hate Christmas lights. I hate the Christmas spirit. I hate the Christmas buzz. I hate going to malls on Christmas. I hate going shopping during Christmas because I hate people in general. There you go. Too much? I don't know. We'll see if YouTube monetizes this. But I don't celebrate, so I would probably be watching on Christmas Day. January 1st is another story. That's DVR time. Because more than likely, everybody, you're with family, you're with friends, you're with your wife, you're with your girlfriend, you're out, wherever. You're out with a group of individuals for New Year's Day, right? So, actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about December 31st. January 1st, yeah, I'll watch it. Because everybody's too drunk anyway. Everybody's too drunk. Nobody's going to really do anything on January 1st night. Everybody's going to be recuperating from the hangover from the night before. And then you got to get ready for work on January 2nd, because it's back to normal everyday life on January 2nd. Not if you work retail, though. You'll be working on New Year's Eve. I'm sure just mere hours before the ball drops. And then on New Year's Day, because nobody really wants to be closed on New Year's Day. I've always lobbied for my old stores to be closed on New Year's Day. You know what they did? They laughed at me. So you know what I did? I requested off. Or I called out. Or I just didn't show up. Why? Because I want a cold beverage, motherfucker. Oops, this video is getting demonetized, for sure. And I will let you guys know on Twitter if it does. Didn't want to say that, but it just slipped out. See how I have to hold back? You see how I have to hold back and not be me? Goddamn. I can't even express my anger. Unreal. Anyway, for those that celebrate these 2 big days on the calendar, it seems like both would have low ratings just based on the holidays generally having low numbers. Immediately, a lot of fans blamed Vince McMahon for keeping a lot of the wrestlers away from their families during the holiday season. Maybe it isn't actually Vince's fault at all. Jeff Hardy's wife indicated on Twitter that the decision to have Christmas Day Raw is the USA Network's decision and not WWE. So Beth Hardy, Jeff's wife, said on Twitter, Christmas Day, really? Some are sensitive to my public complaining, so let me not publicly complain about our Christmas Day without Jeff. Sad emoji face. About my last tweet, she says and continues, apparently it's the network's decision, not WWE's. But still. This is what I have to say about it. I really don't care. Honestly, I don't care, because I don't celebrate Christmas. I just don't care. I don't care. But I will say this, it is a very hypocritical thing to do. You know? If it is the USA Network, then those people should be working on Christmas Day as well. Those people should be working New Year's Day as well. If you're going to have everybody from the WWE on hand for a Christmas Day Raw, then you should be working at your positions as well on Christmas Day. No question. Now, do I want to see a Christmas edition of Monday Night Raw? No, I don't. Because I don't want to see jolly old Saint Nick, and I don't want to see Santa Claus, and I don't want to see presents, and I don't want to see a North Pole match with Enzo Amore and Noam Dar. No, I don't want to see none of that. I better shut my mouth before they get some wild ideas, you know? Next thing you know, we're going to see Enzo Amore using a candy cane as an illegal weapon in a North Pole match against Noam Dar or some unknown cruiserweight in the cruiserweight division on Monday Night Raw. Right? Enzo Amore versus Drew Gulak versus Noam Dar in a triple threat match. Street fight, you know? Give me a break. You know, next thing you know, we'll see Braun Strowman. But though last year he threw somebody through a whole thing of presents, which was kind of cool. Or knocked down a Christmas tree, which was kind of cool. But, you know, I don't want to see none of this garbage on Christmas Day, Monday Night Raw. I don't. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even have Monday Night Raw that week. I'd just have everybody take the week off. Take the week off. Have no Raw during the week. New Year's Day is okay. Christmas Day, no. I would not have. If I was an executive, if I was in charge, I would not have Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't. Just pick it up with SmackDown Live on Tuesday. Fine. Good to go. Continue your week. New Year's Day really doesn't mean anything because New Year's Eve is when people celebrate. New Year's Day is when they're recuperating from the copious amount of alcohol that everybody's drinking. But Christmas Day, I wouldn't have. Realistically, they shouldn't have Christmas Day, Monday Night Raw. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be at all. But I understand people's frustration. I understand people's, complaints about it. Everybody, I'm sure, in the company has kids and families and wives and just, people they want to be with on the holiday. I understand that. But you also got to understand that you're working in entertainment. You're working for the people. There are no off days. Hasn't Vince McMahon stated that, he works every day, that he hasn't taken a day off in his entire life? That goes for holidays. If you're Vince McMahon, you do not care. You're going to make your money. And I am sure, or at least I hope so, that everybody working on Christmas Day is going to get a nice, hefty Christmas bonus. Because why would you not? You're taking them away from their families. You're having them be on the road in some... Where's Christmas Raw going to be? Where's it going to be? In Biloxi, Mississippi? Come on. Come on, bro. Where is it going to be? In Nashville, Tennessee? Where's it going to be? Is it going to be down south? Where's it going to be? With old Farmer Joe and the straw hanging from his mouth? Coming into the arena with a pitchfork. Hey, Cheryl Lee Joe. What about those chickens? Roman Reigns. Braun Strowman. Who's it going to be? Who are you going to be wrestling in front of? Or is it going to be in a real legit town? Who's going to even show up for these shows? Are you going to want to take your kids to see Monday Night Raw on Christmas night? That's a really, really tough thing to do, man. They're struggling with the fact that they're not filling the arenas during these shows. Good luck filling an arena on a family holiday, a holiday that a lot of people celebrate, for Monday Night Raw. It's going to be very difficult. So I would have no Monday Night Raw for that week. And I would just continue on with SmackDown Live and then go on in regular business as usual for the next coming weeks. It's not really that big of a deal. They don't take these shows seriously. WWE is going to do whatever they can to make light and make this a joke. So why is it even worth my time to watch the goddamn thing? It's not. If you're not going to take it serious, if you're not going to book this show as a regular program on your calendar year to build towards your next show. Because the next show, I'm assuming, is not till the Royal Rumble. So this is a throwaway show by default. The pay-per-view in December would have already happened. Right? I'm thinking Destiny. I got Destiny on my mind. I can't wait to finish this video. You got the pay-per-views that are going to be done and over with. They have nothing left to go until the Royal Rumble. They're not going to pick that up until after the new year anyway. So this is going to be a throwaway show. It's going to be a waste of a show. Garbage. I wouldn't have it. I think it's stupid. I think it's really unfair of USA Network. Vince Russo's blaming Vince McMahon. He doesn't believe that it's USA Network. Vince McMahon has his own family. You don't think he wants to spend Christmas with his family? You don't think the man wants one day off? He's got to go to work. His bosses are the USA Network. Vince McMahon is in no position to tell USA, you know what, go screw yourself. Because they ain't pulling in massive ratings and big numbers for USA Network. No. So USA's got them by the balls, and they're going to tell them to do what they have to do. And that is go to work on Christmas Day. USA could be looked at as the ones ruining Monday Night Raw. They're the ones who want the 3 hours. They're the ones who want that third hour of Monday Night Raw. Because, for whatever reason, it's more revenue or something like that or whatever. WWE made an agreement to have a 3-hour Raw because USA wants it. USA wanted the brand split, apparently, right? USA wanted SmackDown Live to go live. They wanted SmackDown Live to be as competitive or at least on par with Monday Night Raw. Now they want the WWE to go live on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. They own WWE. For the length of that deal, they own WWE. And there's no way around it. You can't give them any problems. You can't backtalk them. You can't answer them back. You can't tell them how you feel. You can't fight them on this. If they want it, they're going to get it. I wouldn't have Monday Night Raw. But it is. It's coming. Who's behind Monday Night Raw? USA Network, reportedly. And if I find any more news on this, if it really is Vince McMahon, then he really is out of his mind. He really is out of his mind. I was going to say something else, but then I remembered monetization. Can't do it. Goldust, the man who drips gold. Goldust Masterpiece storyline. Rumors about what is going to be. Several weeks ago, Goldust promised to unveil his latest masterpiece at SummerSlam. There were rumors circulating that this could lead to Goldust becoming the manager of a younger talent. He teased, I will find my next hero, my next villain, or perhaps a beautiful new starlet. SummerSlam happened a few weeks ago, and fans didn't get any reveal. Several weeks now have passed since the event, and we still haven't seen any progression. So what is going on? Did WWE scrap the storyline? Goldust was asked about the storyline on Twitter, where he told a fan to be patient. Seems like we could still see this storyline come to fruition. It's just being delayed, or it was put on the back burner by WWE. Goldust is great on the microphone, and no doubt a partnership between him and a younger talent could work. Not sure who exactly would be the right fit, but the storyline sounds promising. Maybe it will happen in the next few weeks. WWE delaying it and WWE putting it on the back burner means they got rid of it. And if it's on television once, twice, 3 weeks in a row, and then is off television for the rest of the month, 3, 4, 5 weeks, you think I'm going to care? Do you think I'm going to care when it comes back? No. At this point, you might as well just drop it, because nobody found any interest in Goldust when he came back. WWE didn't want to push Goldust the way that they pushed him back in the late 90s. They threw him out there with R-Truth, and by all means, they just buried him because nobody gave a flying... nobody gave a damn about Goldust. So, it's over. Done and over with. There's not even anybody that would work well in this storyline. So just by that alone, it's going to end up being a failure. Right? We already had one failure with the Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle storyline. You see how well that's getting over. No matter how much talent Jason Jordan has. It's stupid. This will be just as stupid. Get rid of it. WWE probably knew it was stupid. WWE had no plans. They probably sent Goldust out there to do promos and talk about nothing and having nothing planned for him. They didn't have anybody lined up to take this part. Right? So, they threw him out there to get TV time, and then, they're like, we got nothing. Let's just scrap it. That's all they did. More than likely, it's scrapped. It's being delayed or put on the back burner means, AKA, you know what, we got rid of it because it just sucks. That's all that happened. So Goldust probably dropping the entire storyline with his masterpiece and finding his next star, his next villain, or his next starlet, or his next hero, whatever the hell he's talking about. Who cares? Who cares? Goldust, get off my TV. Though, if built up properly, I'd like to see him have one more run with the IC title. I've mentioned that several times. Guy's still capable. Guy can still go. Guy looks to be in great shape. WWE didn't want to go all in with the gimmick. They gave me half of Goldust. If you're not going to give me all of Goldust, then don't do it. It doesn't even fit into the modern day WWE plans. If he can't be Goldust, then why have Goldust on television? Just didn't make any sense to me. We got rumors of Emma. Emma. I know you love Emma. I love Emma. I think Emma's great. Rumors and speculation on Emma and her being added to the Raw Women's Championship match at No Mercy. Nia Jax and Emma have defeated Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss this week on Raw, and as a result, both of them have been added to the Raw Women's Championship match at No Mercy. Alexa will defend her title against Emma, Nia, and Sasha in a fatal four-way match at the event. Emma seemed to come out of nowhere to earn a title shot, but is there a reason for all of this? Yes, there is. This is the latest, according to Dave Meltzer. on Wrestling Observer Radio. He speculates that the reason why Emma is involved in the Fatal 4-Way match at No Mercy is to be the one who takes the pin. So pretty much she is the female version of Bray Wyatt here. She's a loser. And I mentioned this on Monday Night Raw Review. The only reason why Emma was there is because, they have nobody else to take the pin. Apparently, WWE didn't want Alexa, Nia, or Sasha to take a loss this late in the game. What? What are you people this stupid? They didn't want Nia, Alexa, or Sasha to take a loss? I mean, how much more worse can Sasha Banks look? Might as well go all the way with it now. You had to win the title and then lose it a week later. Now you don't want her to take a loss? Alexa Bliss won the title, right? Won the title from Sasha Banks. More than likely going to lose it here, but not take the pinfall. So what does that mean to Alexa? What does that mean for Alexa? She won the title, and she's not the champion anymore. So in retrospect, when you really think about it, she's a loser. She might not have taken the pinfall, but she's a loser because she lost the title. She lost the title within the ground rules of this match. She's a loser. Nia Jax is going to walk out the women's champion. Because before you know it, Asuka's going to come to Monday Night Raw, and they're going to build the generic storyline of the much larger woman versus the smaller woman, and Asuka's going to beat the giant, and she's going to have a monumental title reign, and this and that. Asuka's going to have a challenge when she comes to Monday Night Raw. Asuka has been having a challenge through her entire NXT run by holding the title for 523 days. Nia Jax, in the rearview mirror, looks like nothing compared to that. No, but WWE wants to go the stereotypical, prototypical, generic, formulaic route that they always do on Monday Night Raw. Instead of giving me a Sasha Banks versus Asuka match and having two women who could actually wrestle their balls off go one-on-one for the title. That titles mean nothing anymore. They're just hot potatoes, come out of the oven. You want some chives, you want some sour cream, you want some cheddar cheese, you want some butter? Extra butter, Titus! It's what I look for when I look for a championship match. The best versus the best. Not giant versus midget. Not David versus Goliath. Only that situation happens. When that situation happens, it better be with the right two people. Asuka and Nia Jax are not the right people. I don't believe yet in Nia Jax. Though, don't want to cut her down completely. She has gotten better. The only one who's taken her to a good match on the main roster has been Sasha Banks. Yeah, but Sasha Banks is a loser, though, right? WWE has no faith in Sasha Banks, right? She's only worth 4 title reigns and less than 3 weeks between those 4 title reigns, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm over Alexa as champion. I'm really over Alexa as champion. You're going to make Asuka the champion when she comes to Monday Night Raw. Changes need to be made. There better be a shakeup. And there better be trades to go along with it. Nia and Sasha and Emma got to get off Monday Night Raw. They got to get off Monday Night Raw. Where Emma goes, I don't care. As long as it doesn't spell R-A-W. Got to get off Raw. Sasha's got to be traded for Charlotte. Charlotte's got to come over to Monday Night Raw. Sasha needs a completely new environment. She needs to go to SmackDown Live. God, she needs to go to SmackDown Live. Nia needs to go to SmackDown Live because there's no... With Asuka as champion, she'll never be champion again. Never. Never. She got to go to SmackDown Live. Naomi's got to come over to Monday Night Raw. Who you go over to SmackDown Live, I don't know. Send Mickey back over there. She ain't doing nothing on Monday Night Raw. Dana Brooke, just hand her termination paper. She's a waste of time anyway. Garbage. Absolutely garbage. So the women's division needs to change. Make some trades. Emma could go down to NXT. Bring up Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Because you're going to have plenty of women down there. You can have those two show up on Monday Night Raw. Send Sasha, Nia, and Mickey back over to SmackDown Live. Charlotte, Asuka, and then Peyton and Billie Kay can come over to Monday Night Raw. Got to do something. I'm just throwing and spitballing ideas at you. Something's got to be done. Sasha could be champion over on Monday on SmackDown Live, away from everybody else. She can rule the nest over there. Nia can be over there as well. Who WWE wants to bring up, they can even promote Ember Moon if they want. They don't need Ember Moon down in NXT. They're going to have more than enough talent down in NXT to build that women's division down there. You can bring Ember Moon to SmackDown Live. See Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon. We can actually have a legit division on both brands. And as long as we get Sasha versus, anybody, as far as I'm concerned, she deserves to be champion. On Monday Night Raw, Charlotte versus Asuka for WrestleMania 34. That's what I would do. That's what needs to happen. I'm just spitballing ideas out of you, but it is what it is, man. So Emma is going to be the one to take the loss here. So Meltzer said he would be very surprised if Alexa or Nia wins. Or actually, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Meltzer would be surprised if Alexa or Nia takes the pin here. He also says that it could be WWE's mentality that Sasha can't be the one to take the pin after just recently losing her title. As a result, Emma's role could be the one to take the loss. It does make sense. Emma being involved also gets a fresh face into this title picture, but it's not going to be long. She is very credible in the ring, though WWE hasn't portrayed her as such. Alexa can pin Emma to retain her title, or Nia can pin Emma and have her first title reign. Whatever you guys want to do, it is up to WWE. I would like to see Emma succeed, but we know that's not going to happen on Monday Night Raw. Thus, I said get her away from Monday Night Raw. Sasha and Emma need to be away from Monday Night Raw. That is the only solution here for those two women. We got news on the Big Show. Well, it's the Big Slow. Got news on him. There's a reason why he went through the steel cage on Monday Night Raw. Braun Strowman and Big Show faced off on Labor Day. Monday Night Raw inside of a steel cage. The match was very physical and even featured the Big Show jumping off the top rope for an elbow drop. The match was eventually won by Braun Strowman after hitting a superplex from the top, followed by a running power slam. After the match, Strowman picked up the Big Show and tossed him through the cage wall. According to James McKenna of Pro Wrestling Sheet, the Big Show will be getting some surgery for a hip issue in the near future. McKenna has several stories in the past that have broken and have been true, including the first ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match several days prior to it being announced. This was his tweet about the Big Show. Just an FYI, hearing Big Show is getting surgery for a slight hip issue very, very soon. Expect a Braun mauling finish tonight to write him off television. Hashtag Raw. The Big Show previously revealed that his contract with WWE ends in February of 2018. He also started this year's WrestleMania, or stated that this year's WrestleMania might have been his last, indicating potential retirement plans after his contract expires. For the time being, looks like the ending of Raw was WWE's way to write him off television to get his hip fixed. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Get well soon. That's all I got to say about that. What else do we got here, man? I'm going to end it with this. We'll talk about the Baron Corbin story tomorrow. I'm sick and tired of talking about Baron Corbin. Everybody's asking, you, JD, what do you think of Baron Corbin, man? Still, who cares? Who cares about Baron Corbin? Really? Kenny Omega, injured. How long is he going to be out? The Cleaner, Kenny Omega, and his hard-hitting style have been giving fans some of the best matches this year, but the style that Kenny Omega showcases in the ring takes its toll. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced that Kenny Omega is injured with a left meniscus injury and will miss most of New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction Tour. Leo Tunga, brother of Tama Tonga, and son of WWE legend Haku, will replace him on the tour. He will be back to defend his IWGP United States Championship against Juice Robinson in just 3 weeks. So the Cleaner, get better, bro. Hope you get better, and hopefully all is well with Kenny Omega and the IWGP United States Championship. Dolph, I suggest you somehow get a hold of Kenny Omega's number, or the number of Nick and Matt Jackson, and you inquire within about aligning yourself with Mr. Omega and Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson and cleaning up the mess that WWE is pretty much putting you through right now and has put you through for the last decade. So please do so. I think it would be very, very wise. It would be a wise business decision, Mr. Dolph Ziggler. Just throwing it out there at you, man. I care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be talking about you. Kenny Omega, get better, bro. Suffers injury, meniscus injury. He's going to be out, but he will be defending his title against Juice Robinson. I've been watching Juice Robinson, man. I've seen some highlights. I've seen some matches of him, man. What the hell did another guy WWE fucked up on? I don't believe it. And there's the F-bomb. Saying the demonetization coming for OTS. Number 186. Guarantee it. Juice Robinson, another guy they let go. They got this guy coming out with earth, peace, love signs and all this other nonsense. Don't pollute, right? Use plastic. You ever watch the episode of Saved by the Bell? where Jesse Spano is dating that doofus who's big into recycling and using styrofoam cups, and he's against using plastic, right? And Zach, I believe, was trying to skip detention to go to the beach, and he's running along, and he's trying to come up with different schemes to pretty much bail himself out of detention. So he kind of weasels on into the protest that they're having at Bayside High. You ever watch that episode? That's Juice Robinson right there. That's Juice Robinson. That was his entire gimmick. What the hell did they do to this guy, man? Now look at him. You know, and he's getting better, and now he's in a match with Kenny Omega. You mean to tell me that Juice Robinson was no good for WWE, but he's all of a sudden good for Kenny Omega and a shot at the IWGP United States Championship? WWE letting another one go, and I'm assuming Juice Robinson will eventually be back in the WWE sooner or later, because once they fail, they go and make themselves known, because WWE is a bunch of idiots, and they prove them wrong, and then when they get to a level where they want to make more money and they want to venture off to do something else, they always come back to the WWE. Always. I could see Juice Robinson in NXT. I'd love to see that again, man. You know, I'd love to see people succeed. But this is what Dolph Ziggler needs to do. Look at Juice Robinson. Dolph, look! That could be you against Kenny Omega, bro. You know, don't be a loser. Please, leave. Just get away from WWE. You need to get away. If you stay, they're going to devour you and you're going to go nowhere. And don't rely on your comedy. Just go to New Japan and make a name for yourself. Follow the road that Juice Robinson and Cody Rhodes have done. And please just make yourself a household name on the indies. Please. Probably making more money on the indies than you are in WWE right now. Enough of Titus Catering. We had enough of you, you know. They don't want you anymore. I heard you're sick of the chicken. Just go away. I'm sure Kenny Omega has some nice sushi that he can offer you. I'm sure he's got some nice sushi spots he can show you in Japan. There you go. That's Off the Script. And that is episode 186, part number 1 here for Off the Script, man. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and make sure that bell is turned on for all notifications. And please show some love to my sponsors, man. They are listed right in the outline of this layout, right in the right corner, man. Make sure you guys go check that out. Good stuff for you all just for listening to the podcast today. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you right back here for part number 2 of episode 186, Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.